of being able to see through conflict and little bumps on the way, because there's a lot of little things that come up and they come up all at once.
I would say that the staff who excel in this place are the ones who are truly able to put the community first. And not just do that as a concept and make sacrifices, but to really thrive on having the community be the center of their operations. To say, I am committing myself to being part of this collective, and I want to further everything that this community does.
I think one of the biggest differences to seeing those that really make it here at camp and who get the most out of it is a high degree of flexibility and adaptability. We have a job description that you get at the very start, but that goes out the window the second you put your foot in this place. You can be asked to do so many different things, and if you stop for 1 second and think, this isn't what I'm here to do, or this isn't in my job description, this isn't what I want to be doing, then you're going to start finding yourself disappointed in this place.
I think the biggest difference between being really happy and comfortable here and having it not fit your life as much is really how you view it. We all have, as counselors, we have tough cabins and amazing cabins, and heroes have more time off and less time off and more requirements, but we all face the different challenges, and it's really taking joy in the little moments.
For the past few years, obviously I've seen a lot of staff come and go at Camp Augusta. The main difference I see between those who excel and those who flounder is the extent to which staff embody the philosophy of camp and how much they actually take in the ideas of clean communication and flat hierarchy and community living. It's very difficult to adhere to those philosophies, but once you practice it and get used to it, then I feel that helps you excel at camp. Another thing that is really important, I think, to excel at camp is to be fully involved in it. Often people who have strong ties to the outside, sounds like it's another world, but outside of camp, struggle inside of camp because of homesickness or because they can't fully connect with other members of the community, and because they're not fully there, they're not fully within the camp. Those who have perhaps floundered are those who have struggled and not spoken up, or those who have had difficulties or problems and not addressed them and not brought them to the community.
One of my favourite memories of camp is last year at Boys Campfire. We tell stories, and sing songs and put on skits together. And there's about 50 boys and 20 staff. And this one story, Jed got up and he played the ukulele and played the first verse of this song, and we were all listening to it. And then he told a story about the time when he was younger and a hurricane had ripped through his town, and his brothers had to support him. The damage that was done to the community, how the community came together and helped each other. And to look back and to see all the boys and all the staff just so engrossed in Jed and moved by what he was saying. And then Jed got his guitar, or got his ukulele, and said that in memory of that hurricane, the community, this songwriter had performed this song and all the funds went to help this community. And Jed then played the song about how a community was formed in this destruction. And all the boys got together and sang the chorus together. And that's one of my favourite moments from camp.
The application process was completely and just so intense. Not for the faint of heart at all. I probably wrote about 10 pages total, because you got the first set of questions, and then they're like, okay, that was great, here's another set of questions. I'm like, okay, that was pretty good. And then we're in 5 hours of phone interview, and if the questions weren't intimidating and soul-searching enough, this phone interview, gosh.
I had a great conversation with a couple of people in the staff house the other night. We were talking about other camps that pay you a lot more and you get more time off, and we all knew that we could have gone to another camp or another type of job and gotten more free time and gotten more money out of it, but none of us are really here for the free time and the money. I think everyone here is here because we are passionate about what camp believes in. We're passionate about camp philosophy. We're passionate about giving children the chance to be children and working with other people who are passionate about the same things and want to change the world, essentially, and trying to change kids. But we want to make small changes in ourselves. It's great to work with so many people who have the energy and the drive every day to get up and do what we do.
There are so many genuinely interesting people that you'll find at a place like this. The interview process that we go through when we're applying to come to camp is really quite intense, and when I was going through it, I was wondering why they kept on throwing all these bizarre questions at me. What kind of person were they truly looking for? But then, after I talked to them a bit, it clicked that they were after people that genuinely actually cared about this community. They're not just here for a party scene, they're not just here for a free ride, they're actually genuinely interested in what happens in a place like this and making it the best experience they can for the kids here.
So I remember when I was applying, I had heard some of my friends were, going to be working in the summer with sort of after-school program type things, except summer camps, daycare type summer camps that sounded pretty fun. So I started looking for a camp that was a little bit more involved and would take me away from home. I started searching, and eventually I found Camp Augusta, and I had already applied for a few other camps, but when I read Camp Augusta's page, and I mean pages, really, there's so much on there to read about. When I went through that website, I was so excited. I was like, this is a summer camp. This all that other stuff, I don't know what that is, but this is where I want to be. As you've probably learned, a lot of the things we do here at camp are a bit extravagant. Lots of jumping around and high ropes courses and crazy stuff. But still, some of my favorite memories are the most relaxed and laid back and simple times that we spend with the kids. We have a waterfall here, it's called Gypsy Falls, and some of my best memories are just taking a cabin down in Gypsy Falls and hanging out in the waterfall. There's places to build sandcastles there, and they slide off the rocks. I never saw a waterfall when I was a kid, so I can only imagine what it's like to come to a place that is so magical and so simple.
I want to come back next year because I am still in the challenge zone in this place. And I can't remember who, but some very smart person said to me once while I was here, you should stay at camp as long as you are in the challenge zone, because as soon as you're in the comfort zone, you are not doing yourself or camp any good.
Yes, I definitely want to come back to camp next year. At the end of this, I'll have spent almost half a year here, and I still feel like I've only begun to experience what there is here for me and for the people who come here and the kids who come here. It's constantly growing and changing, and the programming is changing, and the way we work it is changing, and I feel like it's all moving in a positive direction.
Well, some of the pros that we'll speak about as the giant Cisco truck goes beneath us is that you really do live in quite a serene and peaceful environment. You're surrounded by nature, and except for when the large delivery trucks come each morning, it really is quite a serene place to live.
Inside